Hello, Astrid from House of Darth. Today I would like to do a review of my experience and my thoughts and feelings about the Golden Universal Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. Um, I have this deck for quite some time, so unfortunately I can't show you the box, but the box is pretty standard and it's coming with a little white book. It's not really coming with a bigger or more explanation than this. The cards are like this. It's Rider-Waite system. Um, the size of the cards is pretty standard, as you can see. This is basically how my hand is big and how the cards look like. So I would say pretty normal and standard size. The Universal Tarot is coming in many different variations. I've seen it in translucent version, they have a classic version, then they have professional version, which is apparently bigger, possibly on a nicer paper, and then they had this version, which is the version I like personally the most, and that one is covered with like a gold foil. I was actually searching around around the internet, and there's not many good pictures of it because I guess aluminium or whatever gold foil it is, it's quite hard to capture with photography. So the cards actually in real life look really pretty. The gold foil is nice. The gold foil is different for major arcana cards, when if you can see it kind of covers the whole background with like a small little dots of color. And for the minus, it's basically the other way. So you only have like a gold dots and the details in gold. The backs of the cards are completely plain, which is something of, I don't know, I know it would, I guess, make the deck much more expensive, but I actually thought that might be actually fun to have something that would also have some gold on the background. It's like a gold print, but it's not like gold, like this shiny metal gold. So I would definitely like something with also gold back, because I like elaborate stuff. So I have this deck for about a year, I would say, using it quite often. The gold foil, it's actually quite good. It doesn't chip. I didn't have a problems with it. It stays pretty much where it is. The cards actually looked, when I got them, like the colors been already chipped, like here, as you can see at the bottom of the. But then I actually read somewhere online that actually this is how it's supposed to be. So this is how is it print out, because the idea behind this deck is like it's supposed to look like it's hand gold painted or printed. So it's supposed to have this some sort of like slight little imperfection qualities of the gold fold, but this is something that's standard for the deck. It doesn't, just happen because the gold fold wouldn't be in a nice quality, which I think it is. So I guess not everybody might like it. For I guess some people might find it irritating, as you can see, like here. So this is Three of Pentacles. I personally really like it. I think it kind of gives more life to the cards and makes them look really ancient and kind of used. The imagery itself, I would say it looks like it's placed somewhere in, I would say, Renaissance northern Italy, something along those lines. So it's a bit slightly medieval in terms of fashion and looks of the card, which is again something I personally quite like. I personally found the standard version of the Universal Tarot quite boring and a bit uninspiring, but I think the gold one is really nice. What I would say with this deck is it's all pretty much, if you look at it, like this pastel gold colors. You can see it. So if you are the type of a reader who is usually used to just to throw cards on the table and then kind of like from the color code of the cards kind of see already what's going on, I would say those cards are not really good for that because they all have very similar colors. So yeah, as you can see, the colors are pretty much quite similar. So with some decks you have like, let's say, bright wands and blue cups. Not really for this one. The colors are pretty much random, I would say. But the truth is I really like the pastel colors, and in most cases people react really good to this deck. That was my experience with it, that people really liked it. Even the people who I would say in general might be slightly afraid of tarot, then they really like this one because, again, looks quite gentle, if you will, and the gold is quite shiny. And also, you know, the imagery is quite easy to understand. As you can see, this might be like Four of Pentacles, a bit like greedy, holding on too tight to things. However, even though I really like this deck, I think it's extremely shame that actually is not on a better paper. That's the only thing I don't like about this deck. It's the paper, because it's so thin. It's not like significantly thinner than the other decks, but from Lo Scarabeo, but I think it is a little bit thinner, which I think is a shame because I think it's brilliant. Also, I personally would like it a bit bigger, so you can like really enjoy the gold and the shine and the details. You can see it. There's like this very detailed dots that are really pretty, and there's actually loads of like smaller details on this deck. So I would definitely prefer maybe a slightly bigger one. Who I would recommend this deck to? Let's say I would recommend it to somebody, let's say, who is working with a Rider-Waite already and they are looking for something new, bit uplifting. I occasionally recommend, and it's something I like to do myself, is of kind of switch different decks from time to time, because once you got one deck and you keep reading it over and over and again, you kind of got used to certain explanations of the cards and certain way how to see the cards, and so if you switch the decks you might find a different and new layers of meaning. So I would say for somebody who is used to the Rider-Waite, let's say the original one or different Rider-Waite system cards, those ones might be very interesting to find new meanings, new feelings about the cards, new ideas and intuitions about a card you know already. So that would be, let's say, one of the type of a person I would recommend this deck to. For beginners, hard to tell. Yes and no. I know the universal original version of this tarot deck, the non-gold one, actually has a signs on labels for each card. This one doesn't. So this one only got numbers. So let's say this is Ace of Cups. You only have the number 1. If, let's say, you are a beginner and you want to Ace of Cups because you are still struggling with remembering the names, just the numbers might be on its own confusing. Let's say this is a Chariot card, yet again doesn't have a Chariot label on it, just a number. So I would say if this is something that might be an issue and you would like to have on your cards, maybe look for the original version or the professional version, which have the same imagery, which I think the imagery itself is extremely easy to read even for beginner, like Two of Cups, love, union, combining elements together. So the imagery is quite, I think, intuitive to read. So that would be, I think, I would say, great for beginner. Numbers, questionable. The back of the card is fully reversible, just in case you're reading reversals, so this shouldn't cause any issues for that. Again, I would appreciate the back be maybe, I don't know, something a bit more interesting, I guess, or gold. But again, I think that's just my personal preference. Apart that, I have very good experience with this deck, as I stated before. The people I was reading for was reacting to it very well. They are, oh, this is shiny, that's great, what deck is that? So I definitely would say that was one of the most popular decks I have when I'm using it and reading for other people. I usually take it to parties or for private readings. I think for those type of events I like to use decks that are a bit more elaborate, a bit more interesting. So it kind of creates this whole tarot reading experience, and I think this metallic one is actually one of them. So this is a hermit card. So I really like it. Um, if you have any experience with this tarot deck, if you are using it, have been using it, or are using the other versions of it, like I think the transparent one or the professional version, please let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. This is actually one of my favorite cards. It's Eight of Swords. It's actually, she is really pretty. So the lady on this card is really pretty. So this is one of my favorite cards. So yeah, let me know your experience with the cards. What do you think about it, or the other versions you've had? And let me know if there is any other decks you would like me to review. If I have it in my vast collections of tarot decks, I will definitely do that. So yeah, that was my review and experience and thoughts about the Golden Universal Tarot. If you like our channel, please subscribe. In the comment section below is also a link to our Instagram, where you can follow our daily adventures of what we are doing in our spare time. We're not making videos in that very particular moment. And also, please have a look at the divinations, the monthly ones that are in one of our playlists. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.